Welcome, folks, back to Birds on Board, your home of board gaming excellence. And today we have another special board game unboxing for you. Today we'll be unboxing the classic, the gateway for many folks, Catan. Now, right before we jump into the unboxing, I'd like to thank Kahuna Koala, a friend of the channels. Kahuna Koala does great Pokemon trading card content. And if you are interested in anything concerning the Pokemon TCG, go give his channel a subscribe. Thank you so much, Kahuna Koala, for gifting us Catan, and we hope that this unboxing does it justice. Lastly, right before we start, as always, if you aren't interested in hearing my lovely narration, you can go ahead and click the link in the description to watch this video without my voice and without my dulcet tones. Catan is such a massive game, and I cannot even begin to explain how influential it is to this modern board game hobby. Because of this, there are so many different publishers depending on which region or which language your game is in. But for the English version, most of the games will be published by Catan Studios. More important than the publisher, however, is the designer, the late great Klaus Teuber, a man who has single-handedly jump-started, kick-started, invigorated the modern board game hobby for just about everyone. Nearly every modern board game or hobbyist in this space has to thank Mr. Teuber for his contributions. And by no means can you think of Klaus as a one-hit wonder. Just look at what we've got here. We have more Catan. We've heard you like Catan, so we've put some Catan on your Catan. We have expansions, standalone games, scenarios. We have extensions so you can play 5 to 6 players. We have apparel if you want to show off your love for the game. We have accessories. Oh, I like those Catan dice towers. We have digital games. We have online games, VR, AR, and what would a worldwide phenomenon be without a championship? There's just so much Catan. You can't get enough of it. And next up, we have the game rules and almanac. Multiple times in this booklet do they talk about their award-winning rules system, which is broken down into 3 parts. They have the overview on the back of the book, which is very quick, up and running, how to get the game started. They have the game rules, which goes into the nitty-gritty, and then at the back of the book on these gold pages is the almanac. Now, the almanac isn't a list of rules. It's more a list of alphabetical clarifications. Catan isn't a very difficult game to learn, but it is something people take very seriously and something with a lot of strategy. You'll find clarifications and advanced rules, as well as answers if any questions arise mid-game. In no way do you need to read the almanac before your first game. You can stick with the overview and the base set of rules to start. But enough about books and paper. We are here for some hard cardboard. And first up, we have a first little punch board. Ooh la la, it looks nice. Oh, are there some letters on the back I see? I wonder what those are for. Excuse me while I punch these out off camera. And look at that. The unofficial mascot for Catan, the humble sheep. These are the extra harbor pieces, and you get 9 of them. Now I say extra because we do get some ocean tiles that have these boats on them. These are if you want to randomize the layout of the harbors. Next up, we have 18 circular number tokens, and these have quite a few features on them I'd like to note. First up, the font size is different, and that allows you to see how likely it is a number is to be rolled. You'll see the 8 is quite large, the 12 is quite small, 8 is quite red. That's to show you that the 8 is very common when rolling. We also see the letters on the back, which helps us set up different combinations while keeping a balanced setup. We don't want too many high producing lands next to each other. And speaking of lands, here we can see some of the land hexes. Right at the end there, the desert tile, the problem child of the bunch that doesn't produce. The desert does, however, house the robber, which lucky for us I haven't seen as of yet. I hope he's not planning to surprise us. Next up, we have the reference tiles, which I always enjoy when games do this. It gives you a quick reference to what you can build, what resources it requires, and how much points each building is worth. Each reference card also matches the player colors, so you don't have to bother everyone asking, who are you? You can just look at the card. And speaking of cards, we have 2 special cards here. We have the longest road and the largest army cards. 2 ways for you to get an extra 2 points each within Catan. Players will be racing after these 2 goals and chasing down those who have already achieved them during most of the game. 4 points. I want them. Here are some more blank number tokens that you can add your own values to make your own custom game. Balanced or not, who cares? And here we have some more hex tiles. Fields and forests, which produce grains and owls, lumber, respectively. And once again, Catan Studios proving how smart they are by using hexagons, because as we all know, hexagons are the bestagons. And here we have these C-frame pieces. Now, as I fan them out like I'm Kitana from Mortal Kombat, you'll notice that there are some letters on them, and this allows you to set them up, put them together in a way that is, again, very, very balanced. You do not need to use this setup. You can go rogue, but be warned, it will be tricky. Be careful. Now, as we take take note of me folding these tiles back like a legend, we get to our very last set of terrain hexes. Oh, what was that on the back? And right before we see those hexes, we have our last two blank circular number tokens. And the last two terrains seem to be a bunch of pastures and forests. All this green makes me feel like I'm back in Hobbiton, shaking hands with Bilbo and the gang. And speaking of gangs, we have a sticker to show your gang affiliation. No, these stickers are just for funsies, and it's to show off that you love Catan. It also represents the beginner balanced island, which always helps calm me down when I'm feeling unbalanced. But who could feel unbalanced when getting more bags? Apologies for that silliness. Next up we have beautiful themed dice. Red and yellow, and 8 means subscribe. Yes! That means you gotta subscribe. You know where to find that button, folks. Looking at the insert, we can see our components are starting to run dry. And next up, we have 95 resource cards. This is the first half of them. We'll get to the other half shortly. But here we can see we have some bricks, we have some wood, we have some wool from the lovely sheep, who I imagine is named Marigold. And near the back of the deck, we have some grain. And although these aren't all the resources in the game, of these three, which one do you think is the best? Do you have a favorite? Leave your comments down below and tell me why it is the sheep. And pulling out the last pack of cards, we also have the final 2 sets of resources. We have some ore and the leftover brick that we haven't cycled through yet. Again, you want to trade? I'll trade you 2 ore for 1 like on this video. Hee hee, tee hee. Apologies for that, my inner YouTuber started coming out. There are some development cards on the table that I've forgotten about at the stage, but don't worry, I bring them back soon. At this point, we are looking at some awesome tokens. We are looking at some roads, very colorful, again, all matching the player's colors, and we also have some cities and settlements, again, matching the player's colors. This means as a player to set up, you just need to make sure that you pick the color, you get your cities, roads, and settlements of the relevant color, and then also get the reference card matching that color. Very easy. And here are those 25 development cards I mentioned earlier. See, my memory isn't that bad. Now these development cards help you gain that lead you are really hoping for, and there should be nothing here that scares us. Huh? What does that say? Monopoly. Huh? Oh, what's happening? Oh, I just woke up from a red haze. Now looking here at the table, I am very proud of this layout. I think it looks beautiful, but all things must come to the end, and I think it's time to pack away Catan. Now one good point and one bad point at this time. A good point is we haven't seen that robber, so lucky for us, he seems to have left us alone today. A low moment, however, is when I threw the roads, cities, and settlement tokens in the box. I thought they would be easy to get out, and they were not. I struggled quite a while to get them out, but wait a second, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Oh, you know what that means. That's right, it's the naughty robber who only appears when summoned with a roll of a 7. Lucky I'm stronger than the little guy and have placed him back in the box. And there you have it, folks, that has been Catan. What do you think about the game? Are you thinking of buying it? What about one of the many expansions? Please leave your comments down below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I've been Pigeon, this has been Birds on Board. May your dice rolls forever be in your favor. Thanks for watching, take care.